before I get into this video, I just want to give a big shout out to Coldestbandito for helping me out with the channel and streams lately. He's been a really big help, and I'm really glad that I have him right now. But now, without further ado, let's get right into the video. As we all know, Disney has had some incidents, but they've also had some Disney park deaths, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Alongside me talking about these deaths will be a drawing video for all those people who can't focus on just one thing. Now, I'll stop rambling and get into today's topic. On July 8th, 1974, an 18-year-old girl named Deborah Gail Stone, who was a new employee, was crushed to death after slipping between a revolving wall and a stationary platform inside the America Sings ride. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time during a ride intermission. It was unclear whether this was the result of bad training on Disney's part or a misstep, for the ride had just opened about a week earlier. The attraction was then closed for 2 days while a cleanup crew installed new carpeting, warning lights, and a breakaway wall to prevent further incidents. Now, there was a rumor that in this video, that this was her you could hear screaming, but this has never been confirmed. On September 5th, 2003, a 20-year-old man by the name of Marcelo Torres died after suffering severe blunt force trauma and extensive internal bleeding in a derailment of the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad roller coaster that also injured another 10 other riders. The cause of the accident was determined to be improper maintenance. In the investigation reports, they discovered that they could confirm the fatal injuries occurred because of ominous during maintenance procedure. Fasteners on the left side upstop/guide wheel on the floating axle of the locomotive were not tightened and secured in place. As the train entered a tunnel, the axle came loose and jammed against a brake section, causing the coaster to become airborne and hit the ceiling of the tunnel. The coaster then fell on top of the first passenger car, crushing Marcelo. In August of 1967, a 16-year-old boy named Lee Yama was killed while jumping between two moving people mover cars as the ride passed through a tunnel. He stumbled and fell onto the track, where an oncoming train of cars crushed him beneath its wheels and dragged his body a few hundred feet before it was stopped by a ride operator. On June 20th, 1973, an 18-year-old boy and his 10-year-old brother stayed on Tom Sawyer's Island past closing time by hiding in an area that was off-limits to guests. When they wanted to leave the island, they tried to swim across the river, but the younger brother did not know how to swim. The older boy attempted to carry his brother on his back and drowned halfway across. His body was found the next morning while the younger brother was able to stay afloat by dog paddling until ride operators rescued him. On August 14, 1979, a 31-year-old woman became sick after riding the Space Mountain ride. At the unload area, she was unable to exit the vehicle. Though employees told her to stay seated while the vehicle was removed from the track, other ride operators did not realize that her vehicle was supposed to be removed, and they sent her through the ride a second time. She arrived at the unloading zone semi-conscious. The victim was taken to Palm Harbor Hospital, where she remained in a coma and died 1 week later. The coroner's report said the death was of natural causes. A heart tumor had dislodged and entered her brain. On November 21, 1984, a husband and wife, along with their 1-year-old, were killed and 2 other children were injured when the single-engine plane they were flying in crashed while attempting an emergency landing in the Epcot parking lot. The Piper aircraft approaching an empty section of the parking lot when it clipped a light pole, shearing off the right wing and crashing into several parked cars. On January 14, 1986, the bodies of a 33-year-old man and a woman were discovered floating in a retention pond after they drove their car into an embankment and into the water during a heavy rainstorm several days earlier. Authorities speculate that the two had attempted to escape from the car through the driver's side window as it sank into the 6 feet deep water. The car's lights and window wipers were found in an in the on position, leading authorities to believe that the driver lost visibility during the rainstorm, jumped the curb, and slid down an embankment into the pond. On August 4th, 2005, a 12-year-old girl fell ill while in the wave pool. Lifeguards talked with her after noticing her lying down on the side of the pool. She said she felt fine but passed out shortly after standing up. Though lifeguards performed CPR on her until paramedics arrived, she was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at Celebration Hospital. The autopsy showed she died due to an arrhythmia caused by an early-stage heart infection.
Now that we've gone over most of the Disney park deaths, or the major ones according to the internet, let's move on to some incidents and mishaps that have happened at Disney. In 1978, it was alleged that an employee playing Winnie the Pooh slapped a 10-year-old girl named Debbie Lopez and caused bruising, reoccurring headaches, and possible brain damage. The worker testified that the child was tugging at his costume from behind. When he turned around, he accidentally struck the girl in the ear. At one point in court, the employee entered the room after recess wearing the Pooh costume and responded to questions while on the stand as the character would, including dancing a jig. Appearing as Pooh showed the jury that the costume's arms were too low to the ground to slap the girl of the victim's height. In August 2012, an African-American family claimed a cast member playing the White Rabbit refused to hug or interact with their 6-year-old son for racial reasons. The family also claimed that the character interacted with white and Asian children. While Disney did offer the family an apology letter and park passes, the family refused the offer and filed a lawsuit since Disney would not confirm whether the employee was still employed with them. On April 1st, 2004, a 36-year-old Disney cast member was arrested for allegedly fondling a 13-year-old and her mother while dressed as Tigger during a photo opportunity at Magic Kingdom's Toontown on February 21st, 2004. Originally charged with 1 count of simple battery and 1 count of lewd and lascivious molestation of a child between 12 and 15 years old. The case went to trial, and during the defense produced the Tigger costume to demonstrate the difficulties of maneuvering the costume's oversized gloves and the actor's limited line of sight in the costume. After less than an hour of deliberation, the jury acquitted the employee of all charges. He pleaded not guilty to the charges he faced during his testimony on August 3rd, 2004, and returned to work at Disney later that month after a suspension. On September 15, 2004, the same cast member was suspended once again for allegedly shoving 2 other employees while he was dressed as Goofy at Animal Kingdom. Initially, the 2 employees believed that Goofy was their friend joking around, until they saw the same cast member relaxing backstage while partially out of costume. During the investigation, 2 other Animal Kingdom employees came forward saying the cast member had touched their breasts. The lawyer claimed that the cast member was merely looking at the lanyards containing Lapel trading pins. On January 5, 2007, a 14-year-old child was allegedly punched in the head by a 31-year-old Disney employee dressed as Tigger during a photo opportunity at Disney's Hollywood studio. The family felt that the act was deliberate and filed a police report of battery against the suspect. The cast member was suspended pending the results of the investigation. In the statement to the sheriff's office, he claimed that he was acting in self-defense as the child was pulling on the back of his costume, causing it to be hard to breathe. Alright, I think I finished this video up very nicely.
But Sally, you haven't even gone over insert Disney incident here!
Oh my god, thank you for telling me, lovely fan. I'm sorry I missed this. Maybe if this video does well, I'll make a part 2 on Disney park deaths and incidents. That was your hint that you should comment if you like this. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this was a little darker than my normal videos. Or, maybe it wasn't, since I do FNAF shit all the time. But this was a lot of fun to do. I think I'm going to start doing this stuff more often, even if this video doesn't do that well. If you guys did enjoy it, though, you should subscribe. It's free, and you can always undo it later if you decide you don't like some of the videos I put out. Anyways, this is goodbye for now. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!
Ever since the day that you